Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Golden Wrestling Convo. As always, Golden Era here, going to run down NXT Takeover the End, which is tomorrow. I urge everybody to get the WWE Network. Those that don't have it, it's a hell of a deal. $10 a month, and you get all the shows as they air, and plus the amazing catalog that WWE has accumulated over the years. So without further ado, let's get to it. I did want to mention that I just started my free trial for the WWE Network. I won't have to pay until July, which is next month. So this month is absolutely free for me. If you haven't taken advantage of your free trial, I suggest you do so. Of course, I've had the network since it first launched, but I never got the free month. I always paid, so pretty cool to see that I finally get my free month. Because my dumbass didn't take advantage of the free month, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, for those of you that do have the network, you're probably excited for NXT Takeover the End tomorrow, which starts at 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Should be a good show. I believe it's live from Florida. I think they're still down there in Florida, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, let's get down to the predictions, what I think the match ratings will be, what I think the times will be, all of that good stuff. First match on the card, we got Manny Andrade, or Andrade Cien Almas, as they're calling him. For those that don't know, Cien Almas means 100 souls. I personally like to think of that as the 100 souls he gathered while perhaps in the independence, or even perhaps before he became a wrestler, before he became a professional wrestler, before he decided to take on this road. Somewhere along the line, he gathered 100 souls. Kind of like in Demon Souls. Anyway. I think Andrade versus Ty Dillinger has some potential. I think it could be a fairly good match. I don't think it'll be amazing. I think it'll be pretty good. Maybe average. I think it'll be about a 2.5 or a 3. I don't expect it to get much time. However, I think Andrade has the potential to make a really strong first impression. If I was, in charge of booking, if I was the one that was, writing out the script for the show and all that good stuff, I wouldn't give them more than 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes. Just let Andrade do his signature and his finish, and let him show off to the crowd a little bit, and I think that's a good enough of a tease for what he can do. Ty Dillinger can do his 10-10-10 gimmick. Fans eat that stuff up. I don't think it goes more than 10 minutes. And I think I got Andrade winning this. I mean, it's the obvious choice. I really don't see it going more than 10 minutes. Then we have American Alpha versus the Revival in a rematch from the last Takeover. Now, if you remember my review from last Takeover, I said that their match was near perfect. I said that they pulled some stuff from Masawa Kobashi versus Kawada Taue, and that it was very reminiscent of that match, just that it was a more American recent style, more modernized version of it. But I still thought that the match looked really good. I wanted to give it in the higher 5 stars echelon. I wanted to give it a 4.5 or a 5. But I couldn't give it that because there was one botched spot. Now, I'm sure that they are not going to botch that spot this time. I'm sure that those at the Performance Center have been on their ass about that spot. And I don't think they'll botch that spot. I don't think they'll botch any spot. With that said, is there potential for a 5-star classic of all time? Yes. Will we get it? Probably not. I think the crowd will be hot for this one. Everybody will be very into it. I don't see it going more than 20 minutes. I think American Alpha win, and I think it'll be a very good match, like very good. I think anywhere from 4 to 5 stars. It will probably end up getting about a 4.5 or 4.75. Potential for 5 stars because all four of those guys are athletes. They're in great shape. They act very well. Everything about this match has a lot of potential. But I'm not going to jinx it and say, oh, it's going to get 5 stars. It's a classic. I'm not going to say that. I think it gets anywhere from 4 to 5. Realistically, probably between 4.25 and 4.5. Realistically. But I think I'm probably most excited for this match, and that's weird. But they had such good chemistry last time, and they put on such a clinic last time that I'm very excited for this match. I think this match may steal the card, may steal the show. After that, sorry if I'm forgetting anything. I'm just going off of memory here. We'll probably have Nakamura versus Aries, which unfortunately may not have a lot of time. Like, fuck, I'm really hoping they get 20 minutes, but I don't see it happening because every match on the card can't have 20-30 minutes, you know. I think if they get 20 minutes, there's a lot of potential there. I don't know, like, I haven't seen Aries in a long time. I used to watch Aries in ROH back in like 05, 06. The guy was on fire back then. I don't know if he still can bring that intensity. I know he's been doing a lot of work for TNA. I don't really watch the down south stuff, so I can't really speak for his work in TNA. I know his promos have gotten a lot better. I really have enjoyed the banter him and Nakamura have had back and forth. I think the build-up is great. I'm just not sure if Aries can match that intensity that Nakamura brings, that charisma, that I don't even know what to call it, but it's going to be up there. The energy, you know, that match has to have a lot of energy. Most of you will remember I gave Nakamura versus Zayn 5 stars. I think this one has the potential, but I'm not as excited for it. I think Aries is an amazing talent, you know what I mean? There's no question about it, but you know, if I was going to rank, and this is just my personal belief, obviously I could be wrong, I could be way off, fucking, you know, what the fuck do I know? I've never been in a ring, you know what I mean? Well, actually I was in a ring once, but that's neither here nor there. Well, I mean, well, anyway, when I look at Aries, and this is just as a fan, I see an A. You know what I mean? I see an A. I see an A rank. I see a grade A. Like, yes, he's A. He's not a B. He's not a C. He's an A. But when I look at Nakamura, I see an S rank. You know, I see above A. Like, Aries is a 90 to 100%, you know, pro wrestler. Nakamura is a 100% to 110, you know, like, it shouldn't be possible to be as good as Nakamura is. And the same could be said for a number of other members on the roster. And I think Aries is really good, one of the best in the world, you know. I got him grade A, you know, amazing worker. It's just that Nakamura is just a little bit higher. So if Aries can match that intensity, if he can match that energy, if he could just bring it up a little bit more, then we're in for a classic. We'll see. The thing about Aries that I notice in a lot of his matches, he likes to talk, you know. When they tell him, when he feels that he needs to bring intensity, he just talks shit, and it's like he doesn't need to do that. He needs to show his intensity through his motions, through his character, through his body language, you know, and he doesn't do that as well, you know. I look forward to watching the match. I think it'll be a great match. I think it'll be a 4.5. I just don't think it'll be better than American Alpha versus Revival, which is kind of disappointing to me because Nakamura is so good. He's so good. Excuse me. But I guess you can't put him with the likes of AJ and Joe and Balor every single night. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, Aries is right there. He's only like one grade below, and it's not even technically a grade. S grade isn't technically a grade in America. You know what I mean? Like, it's mythical and shit. But, you know, Shinsuke is that good in my opinion. And I think they'll have a great match. I think they'll have a 4.5. They may even surprise me and give me a 5-star match. I sure hope so. I think Aries has the moveset for it. But personally, like I said, I just think the intensity needs to be a little bit higher for Aries. We'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely excited for this one as well. I'm excited for the whole card. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm excited for the whole card. Asuka versus Nia Jax. It's the classic big girl versus tiny, like, I don't even know how to classify it, like, tiny ass kicker. I don't know. She's not necessarily tiny, you know. She beat the crap out of me, but, like, you know, in comparison to Nia Jax, you know, Nia Jax is much bigger. As far as Nakamura versus Aries is concerned, I think Nakamura wins, but I think it's it's going to be one of those where Aries comes out looking like $1,000,000 as well. Asuka versus Nia Jax. I think Asuka wins. I think Asuka retains the title. I'm interested in this one because I think Eva Marie is going to come out with Nia. I think the heat is going to be astronomical. Asuka is going to be super over as a babyface. You know, all the fans are going to cheer for her. Everybody's going to boo for Eva Marie and for Nia. So the story is going to be plain as day. You know, you're going to have good girl, bad girl. I'm pretty sure Asuka can take however hard Nia wants to hit, and I think Nia can take however hard Asuka wants to hit. So if they want to make it look like a real fight, they can just beat the crap out of each other, you know. And we as fans won't be able to tell if they're really hitting each other or not. And that to me makes for a good match. Obviously, I don't want them to overdo it, but I think that it should be a fun contest. It should blur the lines between reality and fiction, and it should have its good moments. I think it'll be anywhere from a 4 to a 4.5. I don't think Nia is ready to put on a 5-star yet. I think Asuka is, but I don't think Nia and Eva Marie, because Eva Marie is going to be ringside, I don't think they're good enough to make me as immersed as I should be, you know. But it should be good. It should be really good. And then the main event is Samoa Joe, who is your NXT champion, versus Finn Balor. I think it has potential to be 5 stars. We got a cage match. Hopefully we get some blood here. The fight we saw at the last takeover saw Joe bleed profusely. He was bleeding a lot. So I think it would follow and it would make logical sense in the storyline for Joe to bleed here. I'm not sure if they will because of the whole PG thing. But historically, in your territory days, in your indie days, this is where they would bleed buckets, is in a steel cage match. You know, the cage match is supposed to be like, you know, before the hardcore days, before the tables and the ladders and all that shit, it was the steel cage match. So, like, it was either building up to a false count anywhere, steel cage match, and those would be bloodfest. So, historically, and, you know, if NXT is trying to be like a territory and if they're trying to be like an indie, then there should be blood here. I don't know if there will be, but historically, and if you look at the territories and the indies, there should be. With that said, I've enjoyed all of this feud. I'm a Joe mark. You guys know that by now. I'm a big Samoa Joe fan. I have his DVD autographed, you know, from when he faced Kobashi. So I'm a big Samoa Joe fan. Obviously, I think this match could be anywhere from a 4.5 to a 5. I think this will be the send-off we need for Finn Balor. I think Balor will be at Money in the Bank 2 weeks from now. I've said it for the last 2 pay-per-views, but I'm pretty damn sure that Balor will show up at Money in the Bank. It makes no sense for the Bullet Club to basically be on TV and you have its creator, Finn Balor, aka Prince Devitt, in your organization and you're not using him. It makes no sense to me. So I think Balor will get called up. We'll have the Bullet Club and whatnot, and this will be Balor's send-off. I'm hearing words around Reddit from what I'm reading, the dirt sheets and all that good stuff, that Hideo Itami is ready to come back. So I expect Itami to come back. Kenta, for those of you that are more familiar with his pro wrestling nowadays, I expect Kenta to come back and probably work a program with Samoa Joe, which I am salivating at the thought of. That should be really good pro wrestling. Kick the crap out of each other. So yeah, that's my. I think Samoa Joe beats Finn Balor, obviously, and I think they somehow work in Itami's return into the end of this, and that would be like the end of that era of NXT, and now here comes this new era of NXT with Itami and Joe and Nakamura and Asuka, and you know what I mean, like, it'll be a new era. So yeah, that's what I think will happen. I always plan on doing these in under 5 minutes, and then I always end up ranting for 15. Sorry. I guess I just got a lot to say. Like always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. Be for victory. Be here tomorrow with my review. Peace.